makes no sense to feel something is wrong and to feel that for years before you make the change. I'd rather make the change right away and not feel the fear.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen in einer neuen Soul Vibes Podcast Folge. So schön, dass du da bist. Heute haben wir ein sehr interessantes Gespräch mit Steve Boedt. Ich freue mich sehr. Wir sprechen über Themen wie, was es bedeutet, das richtige Mindset zu haben, was ist Selbstbewusstsein, was sind gesunde Beziehungen und noch vieles mehr. Er ist internationaler Fitness-Presenter, Zumba-Ausbilder, Life-Coach und Autor. Und ich kenne ihn wirklich schon sehr lange. Er ist ein guter alter Freund aus meinen Zumba-Zeiten. Wir standen gemeinsam auf der Bühne und es war wirklich eine sehr, sehr spannende Zeit. Ich wünsche dir ganz viel Spaß bei der Folge. Sie ist allerdings auf Englisch. Wenn du deutschen Untertitel brauchst, vergiss es bitte nicht einzuschalten auf YouTube und lass uns gerne am Ende wissen in den Kommentaren, wie du die Folge fandest. Ganz viel Spaß. Steve Boedt. Oh my God.
I cannot believe it. 12 years or even longer that we have not seen each other.
Wow, Steve, I'm so honored. I'm so happy to have you at the Soul Vibes podcast. I wanted you to be my first guest. So I'm so happy that you said, yes, of course, no problem at all. And yeah, you know, we have a special connection. I don't know if you remember, but our first meeting was in Paris.
Of course.
Yeah, you know? So, but the viewers don't know. The viewers don't know, so let's talk about it.
Oh,
So,
I mean, the year was 2009. That I know for sure. And we were both invited, you from Switzerland, me from Belgium, to become a Zoom education specialist. We had to go to Paris for our audition. So I was traveling to Paris thinking, oh my God, who am I going to see there? Is it going to be like 50 people, 100 people, and then you end up being the last 2 or 3 or something like that? But it was nothing like that. We were a group of, I think, maybe 5 or 6. And you know, they're all fun people in the fitness. Let's say most. But that group of those 6 or 7 people were so fantastic. They were all great. But there was one that was fantastic. And that was you. I could feel
you,
immediately. No, you. I
no,
could feel
you.
immediately how great you were, how sweet and nice and talented, and you could move and dance. And I was like, oh my God, I have to compete with her.
No, I remember. But well, you know, I don't know if you remember, there were like 500 people
Oh yeah.
that wanted to have the position of the ZES. And we were like elected 5, you,
Mm-hmm.
me, and 3 other people from France.
Yeah.
And I remember when I came to Paris and you entered this room, I was like, wow, what an energy. Oh my gosh. I was like, wow, who is this man? And yeah, and we just connected. It was like a match, and we just felt it. And you were so nice, you were so positive, so a lot of energy. And yeah, from the start, I felt like from the start we had this connection, this friendship.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
from there everything started. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah. It was
it
it was
was
great for me. It was a memory I will never forget because I go like, she gonna be my friend within Zumba, and we were. I mean, we were
yeah, you
together.
pushed
It was so
me.
much fun, even though
You
you
pushed me.
stayed way too short. But I understand somebody with big wings like yours cannot be left in a cage. You gotta be able to
Oh my
fly.
gosh.
So the moment you realized, okay, I can fly higher and I can do bigger things, you were smart enough to do that and you're doing it. So I'm super proud of you, super proud.
Thank you. But I remember, Steve, how you pushed me. You are one of the few people that I really appreciate because you were always so pushing and said, let's go, do that. And yeah, you can do it. And
Yeah.
that's not like something that where you see every day, or
Mm-mm.
it's not something usual, So I
No.
really, really appreciate it, and you were always in my heart, like I told you, for all these years. Also because we didn't have contact and anything, but always when I see you, it's like, yeah, Steve, such a cool guy, and my heart is with you. So
Yeah. I try to see the potential in people, not the limits. I think it's very important to
yes,
realize that we are capable of more than we believe in. I see a lot of people with fear and insecurities thinking, I'm not sure I can do that. And I look at them and I said, yeah, you can. You are capable of more than you think. So I think a lot of people live with a fear, an insecurity, thinking that they are not capable of what they want to do. And
yes,
sometimes it's people around us that keep us there. They say, don't do that. You shouldn't do this. I see it as well. There's a lot of friends of mine or even family members that sometimes don't believe that I am capable of doing bigger things until they see
yes,
it and they go, okay, I didn't expect that. So I think that people need to realize that we are capable of more than we sometimes think. And once you realize that and you don't have the fear or the insecurity, because what's holding us back is insecurities. Can I do this? Should I start a new business? Can I start a dance school? Can I do
true,
an online business? Yes, you can. I've seen people with
yes,
great plans, great habits, great knowledge, great goals, and no confidence, and they don't get anywhere. And I've
yes,
seen
it's
people
true,
with a bad plan, with a bad goal, bad habits, but a lot of
yes,
confidence, and they get there.
yeah,
So
yes.
I always saw in you that you are capable of a lot, a lot.
Yeah, but you went your way and you showed to everybody how it works. So you were always inspiring. You are a Zumba educational specialist for so many years, since 2009, an international well-known fitness presenter all over the world, a life coach, an author. You've written a book, The Right
Mhm.
Mindset. Um, you are on events, you are a keynote speaker, confidence coach. So, a big list for everything that you are doing. So, let me ask you, what is your key to have all this energy to do all the work that you are doing, and to be always so nice, so high energy, so motivating? Where do you get all this energy from?
I think it really starts with being able to do what you love to do. I always say life is like a movie. If you go watch an exciting movie and it's a movie you love with great actors and a great script, you look at it full excitement. If you go to a movie that is boring and you fall asleep. So I could watch a movie for 4 hours as long as it excites me. I will stay awake and I will be woohoo, full of energy. And I think we
Yes,
have to be able to be the actor, the author, the director of our own movie. We need to learn to realize that you decide what you want to do. So all the things that I'm doing in life are really created by me, meaning I wanted to do that. Nobody forced me to do this. Not
yes,
even friends or family or society that says, this is what a normal job should look like. This is what you should do in
yes.
life. I don't follow that. I follow what I want to do. And this way you get so much energy because everything you do, you love. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, and I remember the story you told me, like when was it, 2009, when you told me that your father had a restaurant,
Hmm.
and that you had to work in this restaurant like a chief,
Yeah.
right? And that you needed so much courage to say, no, I don't want to do this. That's not my life. And yeah, maybe tell us this story, because I think it's very inspiring for many people,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people are living in the energy of fear, in the
Mm-hmm.
energy, okay, what are other people going to think about me if I
Yeah,
do this step? And
exactly.
yeah, I think it's important to have somebody that shows you, okay, I know your problem, but I've been going through this and I can show you. So maybe tell us from your story.
So my life was created by society, meaning society told me, get this is a normal job. This is what a normal life looks like. This is what a normal relationship looks like. This is the house where you should live. That is considered
Yeah.
normal, 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 normal. And I was looking at everything that was considered normal and I was thinking, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have that relationship. I don't want to live in that type of house or whatever. So my father had a restaurant and I was educated as a chef. So I was supposed to start working in the restaurant and I was 19 years old. And I lost my mom when I was 19 in July. So the month that I lost my mom was literally the 2 months before I had to start working as a chef in the restaurant. And it made me realize I was so devastated with the loss of my mom. And I was thinking, oh, I've seen my mom as somebody that was very unhappy, sad, because she was forced to live a life she didn't want to live. And I was thinking, I don't want to do that. I don't want to end up the same way. I want to end up being happy. But I was so scared to make that change. I was so scared to go to my dad and say, look, I don't want to be a chef. I want to go study something else. And I don't want to have that type of relationship. I'm gay. So my father was really hoping that I would marry this beautiful lady and have kids and a dog. And I'm like, that's not going to happen.
Like me, you would marry me, right?
Yeah, oh, he would be so happy. He would be so happy. So I remember that so I lost my mom July and September I was gonna start. So I had between July and September to live in fear. Oh my God, September, my life is starting as a chef. Horrible. It was a horror story for me. So
Wow.
I remember I went on a trip to the US and something happened there. I was in a house with a little lake and I was in a little boat in the middle of the lake and I was rocking. I was lying down in the boat crying. Oh my God, I just lost my mom. And now in 2 months I gotta live a life I don't wanna live. And it was so weird because the rocking of the boat was almost like cradling me as like a baby. And it was almost like I was reborn. All of a sudden I sit up and I said, wait, who told me
Wow.
I have to live this life? I have to do this, that, and that. Nobody. So I
Wow.
literally went back home and I grabbed all my courage to go to my dad and say, Dad, listen, I don't want to be a chef. I don't want to do that. I'm scared that I'm going to live a life I don't want to live. So I had to gather all my courage to walk up to him and say, I got to tell you something. I don't want to start working in September as a chef. And he looked at me and I thought, uh-oh, I'm going to have it now. And he says, okay, so what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't expect that answer. I was like, I want to do physical education. And he said, okay. I was like,
Wow.
wait a minute. The fear that
Wow.
I had, the fear that I imagined, the fear that I had for years, it only took me 5 seconds to make a change in my life. So making a change in your life, whether it is another relationship, another job, self-love,
Yes.
moving abroad, the decisions
Yes.
don't take long. The decision takes 5 seconds, but it's the fear of years before that makes it feel so heavy, that makes it feel so long. So it made me
Yes.
realize, I said, you know what? From now on, when I feel something is not right, I'm going to make a change right away. It makes no sense to feel something is wrong and to feel that for years before you make the change. I'd rather make the
Wow.
change right away and not feel the fear.
Yeah. It's so, so true. It's basically everybody has a choice. So
Yeah.
you have to choose to stay in this type of life and live the life from the energy of fear, or you have the choice to stay and say, no, I'm going to live the life how I want.
Yeah.
And as you said, it's just one decision.
Yeah.
But it's so difficult for so many people because we're overthinking and then, but maybe tomorrow I'm going to feel differently, and then maybe tomorrow I would decide differently. So maybe let's wait. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the feeling is not that big, or people don't feel very sure. And the people I noticed, they are so afraid from the future because they don't know what to expect. Because when you do the next step and when you go and say, okay, I'm going to change my life, but actually, basically, I don't know what to expect, which direction to go, what to do. You, for example, you knew, okay, I want to dance, I love fitness, I want to travel the world, you know. So, but so many people is like, I remember me the same when I had the moment. I don't know if you knew that, but I quitted teaching. I was like, okay, I had like a burnout, and I said, I can't do this anymore. And it was like, yeah, but the people need me. They need my energy, and I'm going to disappoint them if I quit. And I told myself, okay, Nicole, are you going to continue? And I needed 1 year to decide that. So
Wow.
are you going to, yeah, really? I was like, are you going to continue and satisfy other people? Or are you going to become sick because you basically are not listening to your soul, to yourself? Because I really felt without energy anymore, and I really had to do this, to take this decision without knowing where it's going to take me, what I'm going to do. Because basically I love to dance, I love to teach, I love this direction, but it didn't feel, for me, didn't feel like right anymore. So I had to quit and do like a creative pause, and then to see where life is going to bring me, and open like a new door, and open maybe a possibility to see, okay, what else is possible, and then go this direction, and just allow my feelings to lead. You know, my excitement, my passion, my
Exactly.
and that's what I've done. It
I
was so difficult. I totally feel you, Steve. So
Yeah, yeah.
difficult. And I think for many people, it's really also difficult. They're rather going to stay in a comfort zone. And I don't want to say that comfort zone is something negative, but something that it's familiar to you. Also, if it's not good for you, then to go somewhere in a direction that you don't know
Yeah.
what to expect, right?
I always say some people like to stay in an uncomfort zone more than
Yes,
they want to make a change. They'd
yes,
rather be uncomfortable in their life than to make a change. And
yes,
you know, you don't need to know where you're going. And maybe this is something important for the people that are listening and that say, well, it's easy for you guys. It's not. But to make a change
yes,
is not that difficult. What you need to realize is you don't always need to know where you're going, because that's why people don't make a change. They don't know what's next. So I
yes,
say you don't need to know where you're going. You only need to know that you can't stay here. You can't
yes,
stay where you are now. You need to make a change. If you don't know where you're going, doesn't matter. I always say, imagine yourself, you're in a field, a grassland in Switzerland, in the Alps, and the field is wired with electricity. So
yes,
there's only one gate that is open, okay? You're in the middle of the field, but there's a fog. So you can't see further than 1 meter. You know that there's a way out. You know that there is a gate open. You just don't know where it is. What are you going to do? You're just going to stand still in the middle of the field with the fog because you can't see? No. You know if you take one step, you will see one
yes,
meter more. You take another
yes,
step, you see another meter more.
So
until you get to
true.
the wire, then you follow the wire, you will
Yes.
find your way out. There's no
So true.
solution in standing still and hoping that the fog will disappear. Maybe tomorrow
Yes.
it will be better. Maybe next week the fog will be gone. No, you need to
Yes.
make steps. And sometimes it's just a small step. Let me tell you,
Right.
give you an example. Somebody told me, you know, for years I've been struggling because I do a lot of one-on-one coaching. And I said, for so many
Mm-hmm.
years, I've been struggling to tell my boss that I want to quit because I want to start my own business. But I'm too
Mm-hmm.
scared to do this. And I'm like, what are you scared of? Well, that where I am now is better than where I want to go. And I don't realize
Yes.
it. I'm scared if I make a change that it will be worse. And I say, well, listen, there is no other possibility to find out if you won't make that step. So you
True.
can stay where you are and live with the idea, maybe the others could be better, maybe it could be worse.
Yeah.
And she said, okay, but I don't know how to take that first step. I say, if you want to make a change and tell your boss you want to change your job, what is the smallest action you can take? Find another job. No. Tell my boss. No, smaller. I want you to send them an email and say, hey, can we talk tomorrow? Do you have 5 minutes for me? That's it. Don't tell them why,
Yes.
but make the smallest action that will create all the other actions.
Yes.
Because you can do that small action. You can tell them, I need to talk to you. I want to make a change. Don't tell them what, but let them know you want to do it. And then you will start all the other actions coming after that. It's like a chain reaction after that.
That's so true, Steve. And something that I really also saw and recognized is that so many people are afraid of speaking their truth. To say, hey, listen, also if I need to disappoint maybe somebody, that's my truth. And
Yeah.
there it starts, really. Like you
Yeah.
said, maybe it's just an email to say, hey, we need to talk.
Yeah.
And but that's authenticity.
Yeah.
That's really okay. I'm staying in my power. I honor myself and my desires, my everything about me, so I need to speak my truth. And
Yeah.
many people are like blocked there. It's
Yeah.
something that, yeah, but interesting, so good.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, um, I know you are a confidence coach, right? So
Mhm.
you have you speak a lot about confidence. What would you, or how would you define a confident person? Can you define that?
That's a good question. Nobody ever asked me that. And I'm teaching webinars about it. For me, a confident person is somebody that believes that that they are capable to achieve who they are and what they want to achieve, no matter what other
Yeah.
people think. A
Yes.
confident person is somebody that believes that they can be the best version of themselves. A
Yes.
confident person is not somebody that thinks that they're better than others. That makes that person arrogant. That's something
True.
completely different. But it's
True.
really having the belief that you can accomplish the things that you want to do in life. That's what I call confidence. And it's one of the most important skills. Again, I see a lot of people with great plans do not have no confidence. They don't achieve everything, anything. And then I see people with a lot of confidence and a bad plan, and they can still make it. So
Yeah.
I think for me, confidence is one of the most important skills that I needed in my life to achieve where I am today. And where I am
Yeah.
today is the person that I want to be. I wake up in the morning and I said, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Steve, I didn't know that, but when I was preparing for our interview, I went on your website and I read everything about you, and then I read like you were rejected 2 times for aerobic certification.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you kidding me?
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah, yeah,
believe
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
impossible. So if somebody can talk about confidence skills, then that's you. Because
Yeah.
where are you standing today? What you have achieved? Like you are the man, you are the well-known fitness presenter, Zoom education specialist, blah blah blah. So, but you were rejected twice? Are you kidding
Twice,
me?
twice. I was rejected in 94. I did my first step class ever. And then I started an education to become a step and aerobic instructor. It was a 2 month education, not too long, but it was not one day or one weekend. And then I did an exam and she didn't pass me. And I had to do the exam again and she didn't pass
Why?
me again. She said, I think that your future is cooking.
No.
Yeah, she said, I think you should stay with being a chef and go to cooking school. 2 times.
You should go
And
to her now.
well, oh, she knows. Oh, she knows.
Oh,
She
really?
knows. She knows what I did because I did immediately another education, which was from the Federation. I passed, and in December, so I'm talking about September, in December, 3 months later, I was elected as the best Belgian instructor. I won a competition as
Wow.
best Belgian instructor. There's somebody at the door. It's a really
Yeah,
bad
yeah, go,
timing.
go. Go,
Really?
go.
Can we pause it?
Yes.
Bad timing, bad timing.
No problem.
Anyway, so it was for me really I didn't mind what other people their opinion was as long as I believed that I was doing something well. That was very important. So even the fitness specialist that told me no, I still had the confidence to believe in myself. No, this is something for me. This is something I can do, no matter what other
Wow.
people their opinion is. And one person's opinion should not define my future. One person tells me you cannot do that does not mean that I cannot do it. So sometimes people carry an opinion from the past, friend, partner, teacher. A teacher that tells you, Steve, you will never matter in life. And you carry that with you and you repeat
Yeah.
it. And years later, as an adult, you sometimes still believe it. But it's not their fault that you believe it because they said it in a moment of anger. He was angry at me and Steve, you will never matter. He doesn't know who I am today. And still, I am an
No.
adult man and I would carry that opinion with me. And
Yes.
we have to understand that it's not their fault when they give us an opinion.
No.
It's the moment
No.
we start believing it, the moment we start
Yes.
repeating it over and over and over, that's what makes it really bad. So when people give us negative energy, a negative comment, or even on social media tell us something really
Yes.
bad, that
Yes.
opinion means nothing until you believe it.
That's true. And it's really their projection, this is their fears, their bad mood, but their
Yeah.
whatever about life, about themselves, that they are basically projecting to you. And it's nothing to do with you. Nothing. And that's when
100%.
you, yeah, because at the end, if you realize that, you don't take anything personal anymore. Really.
100%. You know, all the negative comments that I get, some.
What?
Yeah, of course. Once in a while we get something, and I always say, never look at what they're saying, but why are they saying it? When
Yes.
somebody's telling me something negative about my career, the reason why they're saying it is because I am a reflection that they're not moving forward. When I
Yes.
am taking steps and I am growing and I feel like I'm moving in the right direction, people don't like to see it because if we're having fun and they're not, we're a reflection. Oh my God, I'm not moving forward. I'm not having fun.
Yes.
I'm not living my best life. So
Yes.
the reason, the way they react on it, instead of saying, oh my God, Steve, you're doing great, I'm super happy for you, instead of using us as an inspiration to grow themselves, they try to pull us down. So
Down.
any negative comment is still a compliment. Every
Yes.
person that tries to stop you is a compliment because you are a reflection that they are not growing and not moving forward.
That's true. And that's something also that I want to do a link to relationships, because so many people, I think, they are not aware of the fact that a lot of times when you are growing and you are like going your way and your energy is always high, and then your partner, for example, is always pushing you down. It's like giving you a little comment or something. You don't, and many people aren't aware of the fact that they are basically always going down with their energy and always matching the energy of the other person. They don't want to grow. They don't want to face their shadows, their problems, their whatever is at the end, how do you say, is guilt of the fact that they are not growing, you know?
Exactly.
So there also you have to take the decision and say, okay, do I always want to compromise and always adapt my energy? Or do I deserve something better? Somebody, a partner maybe, that has the same values, the same energy, that also wants to grow, that is loving and unconditional loving. That's something that's a big theme as well, that we could open up and we'd talk like for hours about unconditional love. I think that's the most important thing also in friendships and relationships. Everything else is just not love.
No. People in relationships don't like their partner to sometimes grow and get better. Not always. When they do, they're very supportive and they're very secure with their love. But when there's a partner and they see the other person growing, getting better, more successful, they don't like it because they want to keep that person in the version as they knew them before, which is sometimes scared and sad and insecure. Because when that person is sad, scared, and insecure, they will need them more.
True.
Partners don't like their partner to grow because they're fear of not being needed.
Yes.
So it's a typical thing that also sometimes we see that with people who have a little bit of a narcissism in them. When they see their partner going on a trip with friends, going to a party, going to something fun, they will always try to destroy it before they start a fight before. Are you going on a whole day with your friends? They start something small, or they come up with something that they discussed before that is always leaving a bad taste when that person goes and have fun. So people don't like to see their partner grow because they're scared that their partner will not need them anymore when they're having a better version of themselves.
Yes, and there is also the question where then at the end this person need to face and say, okay, why do I need to feel this dependence? No, how do you say this? From this person needs me. So you are taking your self-value through your relationship instead of your being, instead of what you are at the end, right? So it's so interesting, and I think a lot of people that are listening now are going to take value from this conversation, and maybe also check their relationships and be a little bit more aware maybe of the fact if when somebody does a comment, and is it loving, is it unconditional for yourself, or are you in a dependent relationship? And I think that's not something healthy for nobody at the end.
And of course, I am not qualified to give suggestions on relationships, of course, because sometimes people need to realize, okay, do I need to go find help? Somebody that can help me explain what's going on. And when people are hearing this and they go like, look, maybe I need to go find help. Maybe I need to go talk to a professional about this. And because I realize there is something wrong. We're so used to being dysfunction in our lives that we think, it's okay, we can survive, and it's just me. We're so used to driving a car, and all of a sudden there's a little red light going on in the car. Everybody says, Oh, what is that? It's an alarm telling you something's wrong. And what do? I'm sure it will be gone tomorrow. We wait till tomorrow. And then the next, oh, it's gone. And then after a half hour driving, boom, it comes back up. And
Yes.
what happens? You ignore that red light so long that you don't even see it anymore. You start the car and it's normal. The red light is on and you just leave it on. You just don't go fix it anymore until it completely breaks, of course. So people in relationships, sometimes we ignore the small signals just for our own comfort, and it will pass and it will go away. But it won't. When there's a red light, there's a reason why there is a red light.
I love the way how you visualize this theme. No, really, with the red light and with Switzerland and everything. So yeah, you're right. Totally, I agree totally. And I think in every relationship there is also a lesson behind it. If you see it, and if you take it as a lesson to grow, then you're gonna shift. But if you don't want to look at it, if you don't want to face it, then you're going to attract it and attract it and attract it again until you master this lesson.
Yeah.
Right?
And you know how small your change has to be to make a huge impact? Very small. Think of, I'm coming with another, something that you can imagine a story. Think you're on a cruise ship and all of a sudden the captain says, okay, we're gonna make a huge change. We're gonna change the cruise ship with 1 degree. Nobody on the ship will feel that 1 degree going to the left. Nobody.
True.
Even the captain, the way he has to do that 1 degree, nobody will see it. Nobody will feel it. But 24 hours later, the cruise ship ends up in a completely different country. That 1 degree shift will get you completely to a different destination.
So
And
true.
we have to learn to do the same in life. We think, oh my God, I gotta make a big change. No, your change will be big with a small little habit you make today, a small little change you make today, and you will see that the impact later will be bigger. The problem is people want to see results right away. They say, I want to have results right away, but it takes time. The cruise ship takes a lot of time before it gets to another destination. And when we don't see results, we quit. It's almost like you put an ice cube in the freezer, and the freezer is -7 degrees. And I say, I want you to melt that ice cube, but you can only melt it with 1 degree every day. Okay, perfect. So you go from -7, you change to -6. Ice cube doesn't melt. Next day, -5, doesn't melt. -4, nothing changes. -3, what happens? No change, we give up. Without realizing, -2, -1, -0, it starts melting. 1, it melts faster. So if you make a small degree change every day, you won't see a difference for a long time until all of a sudden you will catch that momentum and the change will come very fast.
That's so true. It's a process. It's a journey. And you're so right with what you're saying. But yeah, it needs time and courage. And I think when you were talking, I think, Steve, you are a person that have made a lot of good decisions in life. Because there are also people doing bad decisions, But because
Me
you
too.
are really,
Oh yeah. What I did is I made a lot of decisions in life. I made a lot
true.
of
That's good.
changes. Yeah.
Yes.
But with the bad comes the good. But if you don't make any decisions, you won't make any good ones. I really had to make a decision. Oh, no, that's not the right way. Let's go back. Oh, this is the right way. Okay, perfect. Oh, no, that's not the right way. I made a lot of bad decisions. I can tell you that for sure. For sure.
Wow.
But because you made bad decisions, you got to take the other way. And then you make that way. Okay, perfect. And then you make another bad decision. Okay, that's not my way. This way is my way. So It's having the courage and the confidence to make changes in life.
Wow.
That's my biggest achievement, that I was not scared of making changes. Really.
Yes. And Steve, you are a person, you are a public person, right? So you're well known, you are a lot on events, you are a lot on camera, so on all the Zin DVDs and TV shows and whatever. So that's your work, right? But what do you do? Do you have like a routine, or when you have like a bad day, what I think it's normal, what do you do to shift your energy? Do you have like a routine, a self-care routine or something?
I surround myself with people that I love. I think this is number one. I really, even on the days that I feel like I want to be alone, I'm still with people that I can be alone with and it will feel okay. So I think my partner is a very important part in being confident and being relaxed on my bad days and being able to be me. To be honest, a real routine I don't have. I really play it very much by ear in the moment I am at home. But I am not scared to do nothing. I'm really not, I
Okay.
don't feel guilty when I have an afternoon where I say, you know what, I'm going to watch TV, I'm going to watch a series, I'm going to go into the city for shopping. I really am very happy to do things that don't make me feel guilty of not doing anything. So
Okay.
I don't go do mindfulness things, I don't do yoga, I do go to the
Okay.
gym once in a while. But I
Okay.
think it's very important for me to realize that I allow myself to shut off and just do nothing. Like yesterday as
Yes.
well, I worked the whole day, and my partner came home, and I think it was around 6 o'clock, and I was still working from the morning, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Even though I had a lot of work, I was very able to say, okay, shut down. I went on the sofa. I watched some athletics, some sports on TV, and my partner was looking at me. He says, wow, I wish I could do that, just to shut off and say, everything else is for tomorrow, I'm done. And I think for me, it's very important that I can find that balance, that I can shut off all my work to be able to be fully charged again, a full battery when I have to work.
Great. And in which moments do you get creative? Because you need to be creative with all the choreographies that you do and all the work, everything that you create. You have created so much. So I think you really need, yeah, I really think, and I know for myself, like when I need to do a choreography to a song or something, like for me, I love to go to the nature
Yeah.
somewhere. There I get inspired, and then it's like it flows, and I get creative. Do you have
Yeah.
like also like moments, or what do you do to get creative?
For me, being creative is, for example, I'm not the best one at making choreographies, even though I have to do it, but this is not my talent. This is not what I think I'm really, really good at. What I am really good at is really creating content for, like, for my book or for the workbook or my Invincible program that I have online. I'm really creative because the whole week, when something happens to me where I need to be positive or somebody sends me something bad, I react on that? How do I feel like I get over this, or how do I achieve something? So all I do is write things down all day long. My creativity comes from all day things. I write things down all the time, all the time, all the time. I have always a paper with notes, as you can see. I always write constantly things down. Yesterday, I was in my bed and I was writing things down on my phone, things that I had to remember. Or, oh, I was thinking about that story and this is how I fixed it. I write it down. So I think for me, being creative doesn't come in a moment. It's really my whole day and things that happen to me in that day, because I cannot decide the things that happen to me in a day, whether it is a comment or something like that. So how do I react at that moment? How do I deal with it at that moment? And that's actually how I create my content. This is how I'm creative. It's my daily based things. I never have a moment where I said, okay, now I'm going to create content for my book or create content for Invincible Coaching. It's the whole day process.
That's beautiful. I don't know. I'm like a spiritual life coach, and like seeing it from this side, and how you are describing that, for me, it means you are always connected with your higher self. You're always like, you are always getting the impulses, or how do you call it? The inspiration through
Yeah.
the whole day. So you're always connected and you're always in flow. That's why you get it and then you write it down. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that you can do.
Yeah.
When you get the impulse, write it down, take it and do something, create it. It's beautiful.
I see it when I was just on a flight, and I saw a flight attendant, the way she was connecting to people, and I thought it was so beautiful, and I wrote it down what she did, how she connected. It was actually with Swiss Airlines. They're the best. So I was thinking, oh my God, I get really inspiration from daily things that happen to me, but from people around me. So I really look at what is making me happy in the day. Why do I feel that this flight attendant is making me smile? Why do I feel like in this restaurant, the bartender or the waiter is giving me a great feeling? Why is that? Why by the way they approach me, their body language, the way they talk, because she's looking in my eyes, small things. And I write everything
So much
down.
love.
Yeah.
So much love. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, and you are. I can really feel, and that's from the first moment, Steve. I really feel that you are a person that is embodying love. I never felt something like competition or something negative or bad vibes at all. So that's beautiful. So I just wanted to give you this feedback that you know
That's
it.
sweet.
And my next question, I could like talk to you like for hours.
Let's do it.
But
More than 5 different episodes. We're good.
yes. And yeah, my next question is, I don't know if you know, but I have created a program, and it's called Queen Energy. So basically, I help women to embody a queen energy. So I would love to hear. Maybe you can let flow your creativity. And how do you see a queen, or what does it mean for you when a woman has a queen energy? Can you describe that?
That's a question I've never had before, and I love it. You know, when
I know.
the moment you say queen, immediately people create an image. We don't
Yes.
think of an energy, we think of an image. Sometimes people think, oh, a queen is somebody very powerful and she's standing higher than other people and she's got a crown on her head and a lot of people are serving her. But it's much more than that. A queen energy is all about somebody that is very confident in the way who they are and the way they look. And it's not decided in the activity that you're doing, or it's not decided in the way you dress, or it's not decided in what you're doing. It's really decided in being 100% sure that who you are at that moment, whether you're lying in a sofa in a pajama or you're on a wedding in a beautiful dress, that you are beautiful and that you are 100% a positive, good energy and you feel great who you are. And I think that queen energy is all about unapologetically being yourself. No
True.
matter what other people could think, because sometimes what we do is we think that other people think. Oh my God, they're going to think that I am or I am. So we always try to create an image that is always better than we think we are. Let's create an image that I'm dressing up and look better and act better, but we don't
Yes.
have to. You have to be
Yes.
100% unapologetically, that's the most difficult tongue twister ever,
Yes, it's true.
yourself, even when
Yes.
you're in a pajama, in the
Yes.
sofa, eating a plate of food that's been delivered, you can still be a queen that way. It's not about what
That's
you're
true.
doing or how you're dressed or how you look. It's about how you feel. And
Yes.
what happens is that when you're insecure, you create stories in your head. You're walking down the street, you just bought a new dress and you want to wear that new dress, but it's a very colorful dress and you're a little insecure about it. Oh my God, maybe it's too much. You walk in the city and what you do is you say, oh my God, those two people are talking about my dress. Oh my God, they're looking at my dress and they're thinking it's stupid. Oh my God, so your insecurity is creating stories that are not based on facts. It's based on what you think and what you feel. So if you would go and ask, excuse me, you were just talking about my dress. What did you say? Oh, we were just saying that you look amazing. But your insecurity is saying, oh my God, they're talking and saying they think it's stupid. So
Yes.
having a queen energy is being able to walk around no matter what you're dressed like, what you look like, and knowing that you are the best that you can be at that moment and you have
Yes.
positive energy and you feel great. I think it's a long
That's beautiful.
explanation.
That's beautiful how you describe it, and that's really how it is at the end. And the queen really meets a king also in the relationship. That's like the women when they get out of these insecurities, when they are embodying their authentic self, like the feminine energy and who they really are, to express their authenticity and everything that they really are. I think from this position you really are going to attract, like a queen in the throne, you are going to attract the right people that matches your energy, your
Yeah, yeah.
self-confidence, whoever you are, and the unconditional loving relationship support from
Hmm.
everywhere around you. And that's
Yeah.
basically what I think, and I would love, and I see it from the women in this program, that they are really shifting their belief system, healing, so much healing work to do, because there's like maybe some wounds from the from the past and
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
parents and everything, that you are not aware of how it's affecting your life today. And that's beautiful how you described it. Beautiful. And
It, it, it's true. Negative seeds, when somebody tells you something bad, it's like a little seed that they give you, and you take that seed. They tell you, you look, even a partner would tell you, you don't look good, or you're getting like this, or your negative energy, or whatever it is, or a friend or parents, they give you a little seed. It's the moment you
yes,
believe it that you plant a seed. If you keep
yes,
repeating it, you're giving it water. Years later,
yes,
you're still repeating it. You're talking to friends. You know what this person said to me? You're looking for
yes,
support. You're making that seed into a huge tree that is very difficult to
yes,
cut down. So we
yes,
have to learn to understand that we have the power to either plant it or throw it away when people give us something negative. And
true.
a real queen will always say, you know what? You can give me as many seeds as you want. I will decide if I want to plant them, and I will decide if I give it water. And if it's a negative, if it's weed, I will not weed, like onkruid. I don't know how you say that, because people are going to think I'm talking about weed that you're smoking, but that's not what I'm
No,
talking
no, no,
about. Weed.
no. The seeds,
Okay.
the seeds. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If it's something negative, I don't want it. If it's a beautiful thing, I will take it. I will believe it. I will
Yes.
plant it. I will water it. So you have the power to do what happens in your life, even if other people try to distable you. Oh my God, Nicole is doing great, and I'm not. Let me destable her. Nicole, you're this. It's stupid. They try to destable you, and you say, "Oh, thank you. That's a compliment," and you throw away the seeds.
Yes. Yeah, because at the end, you are always a mirror to the other person, as you said before in the relationship as well, where people then see your growth and they get insecure and they get maybe frustrated because they didn't do the work, they didn't shift. And then the most easiest thing to do is to put you down instead of growing
Mhm.
themselves, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So don't take it personal. Really, just see it as a mirror and say, reflect it back and say, "Hey, that's not me. You are now talking to yourself. That's your fear. That's your insecurity and whatever." And don't take it personal. I think then life really gets easy. I think
yeah.
it's so
But
beautiful, Dan.
and that's where
And then
confidence comes in. Because if you're
yes, and I
insecure,
think
you will take it personal. And if you're confident, you won't take it personal.
yes, and then you also don't get involved in this drama. You stay positive, you stay high energy, and the only thing that you do basically is you are also with your Vorbild, how do you say, with
Yeah,
being
example.
yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you. With your example, you're basically helping other people to
Yeah.
reflect maybe and to step up and to say, oh, okay, wow, oh, okay, if she doesn't need somebody like that in her relationship, maybe I also don't need somebody like that. And then you because at the end we just want to help, right?
Yeah. And that's what we call being an inspiration. When you can
Yes.
lead with your example to make a change in other people, their lives, and they use you as an example to say, she inspires me to do that, to take that step. And that's what you are doing for everybody. And that's what you're doing for all the ladies in your program. You are being that example to say, hey, you have the power to be a queen, to be able to make that change, to be able to take a step forward, to say no to people, even to the people that you love. That's all.
Yes.
Setting boundaries. That's what a true
And
queen is.
and you know what, Steve? It was hard and it was painful, but
Mhm.
basically, this was my journey. This
Yeah,
was
yeah.
my journey in the past where I had to confront so many bad comments and projections from people where I, at the beginning, when I didn't have the tools and I didn't have this awareness, I took everything personally. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh my God, maybe they're right. Wow,
Yeah,
maybe, yeah, you get insecure, right?
yeah.
You don't see it as that. And
No.
basically, it was a journey like this, and then to go and say, no, I'm not going to be affected anymore of that.
Mm,
I'm going to live my life as you have done that. And it's so
good.
beautiful, your examples and how how you are living your life still. And Steve, what is success for you? How do you define success?
Success is waking up every a single morning without the fear of being yourself. I think if every
Wow.
morning you can wake up and say, hey, I'm happy where I am. We have struggles, it's normal. You have objects in your life, it's normal, but you are living the life that you truly believe that you deserve. That's successful for me. Success has nothing to do with finances, with tangible things, with money. It's got nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with your career. I've seen very successful careers with very unhappy people. And I've seen people without a career that are very successful because they're very happy. So
True.
for me, being successful is waking up in the morning without the fear of I can be myself and everybody around me is gonna love me for who I am. I don't have to be different. I don't have to go to a job that I don't like. I don't have to live in a house that I don't like. So that is truly being successful for me because if you can say that, look in the mirror and tell yourself, hey, Steve, you're doing great. I'm proud of you. That is a true success for me.
That's beautiful. Beautiful explanation. And that's how
Hmm.
I feel it also. And
Yeah.
what do you, but you're really living this life. You're really like living this life of expressing yourself, your true self. Do you
Yeah.
have like some plans still that or goals that you want to
Um,
achieve?
You know what? If I would go back 10 years and I said, okay, Steve, where do you want to be in 10 years? I would have never expected what I'm doing today. I would have never
Wow.
expected that I wrote a book, that I would do things
Wow.
online. I mean, I'm totally not tech savvy. I would never expect that I would be working with Miss Belgium. I never, so I
Yes,
always,
I saw
yeah.
that. How beautiful.
I was thinking, you know what? I don't know. Yeah, because I'm doing coaching for Miss Belgium and I'm training them
Yes.
for confidence, which is weird because you think, okay, they're all beautiful women. I'm sure they're full of confidence. And no, they sometimes need that guidance. So I always say, you know what? I don't want to look too much in where I want to go in life. I know what I want today and I know which direction I want to go, but I don't want to make too many plans because I'm always looking through a tunnel vision. That's my only goal, that I stop enjoying what I'm having today and what I will have tomorrow. So I just let life guide me because I'm living a great life today. I trust that that great life today is going to guide me in the right direction.
That's true. And that's you're letting guiding your intuition,
Yeah,
basically, how
yeah,
you feel and doing step by step. I think that's a successful life for me also. It's not material things, it's not money, it's not a relationship. It's really living your authentic self, letting yourself guide you from your intuition, be in flow, be
yeah.
thankful for everything that you have, that you are
Hmm.
alive, for the smallest things already.
Yeah.
So it's
And
beautiful.
I know for myself that I have the courage to make changes. That's why I'm not making plans because I know that along the way, I'm not just going to wait till things happen. No, I know that next year I will make a new change and a new change and a new change. And that's why I say I will take it when it's there. I know I'm not scared to make that change. So yeah, that's what I try.
Beautiful.
That's what I call confidence and being successful. I'm confident enough to know that I will make changes in my life, and that is what is going to bring me to my successful life.
Beautiful, beautiful. Steve, how can people reach you, contact you, work with you? Can I put your
Listen,
Instagram and
yeah,
details?
on my Instagram, of course, with my name, Steve Boedt, Boedt. But I also have a website, and I do online coaching in a group. So like when you have fitness for the body, I do fitness for the mind. So every week, every Wednesday actually at night, I go online live on Zoom, and people can join my coaching. It's called Invincible Program. And you can find it on my website, steveboot.com. There's a link that says
Beautiful.
Invincible, and it's every week we come together. And if they cannot join, they get the recordings, they get a workbook, so they have to make homework. It's a really, really fun program.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so, so much, Steve, for
My
your
pleasure.
inspiration, for your words, for your energy, for your being, really. I appreciate it a lot to have you here to speak at the Soul Vibes podcast and to have you as my first guest, interview guest. So, and I really, really hope to see you soon again. Maybe we're gonna do another episode, who knows?
I'm always happy to be back. Whenever you want me back, I'll be there. Thank you for the invitation. I am so honored to be guest number one in the podcast, and I can't wait to talk to you again.
Thank you so, so much, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.